Dalibor Dvorský is often perceived as a high-floor prospect, someone who could soon play in the NHL as a middle six forward. That's the more conservative projection. It's based on his more obvious qualities. Dvorský already has an NHL build. He projects to make a strong impact on the boards of the league in his prime. He already managed to impose himself physically against professional players in the Allsvenskan this season. He plays with a lot of energy, and he rarely gives up on battles. He goes shoulder to shoulder and leverages his weight to knock opponents away from the puck and take it for himself. And his strength was even more impressive when he played against his own age group.
Said so. He takes contact. Dvorský. If the line's going to score, this is the line for Slovakia that'll try to get it done. Said so. Contact. Dvorský. Dvorský, space, walks it in. Dvorský, still delay, shoots, score! Dalibor Dvorský gets one by Bjarnason, and Slovakia on the board here in Switzerland. It's 3-1.
He also showed he has the skill to not only get the puck back from opponents and protect it, but also to get off the wall with it. And he has a lot of different puck protection mechanics. He keeps his back between the opponent and the puck, he dances with defenders to conserve his inside positioning, and he also uses his feet to play the puck on the boards. And he has elusive skating moves. Dvorský's board game is not yet refined, but the strength and the skills are there. It's an easy aspect of his game to project to the NHL. We're also pretty sure that he's going to apply himself defensively in the NHL. His ability to engage on opponents and retrieve pucks will serve him well in the defensive end. And Dvorský can absolutely follow a system and support his defensemen well in his zone. As he can also distribute the puck off the rush, he should become an effective NHL center. But these are not the exciting elements of his game. Dvorský's style of play and overall build can make you think that he's a more mature player than he really is. He's a pretty raw prospect, in fact. His game is very much under construction, and his scoring numbers in his draft year suggest that too. He dominated the junior competition in his draft year, scoring 21 points in 10 games in the G20 League and 13 points in 7 games at the U18s tournament. But despite having enough ice time and the frame and the skills to succeed in the Allsvenskan, he didn't exactly thrive in the setting like other top prospects before him. That could be concerning, but I don't think that's the right way to think about this, or even to frame his season. You've got here a prospect who is one of the youngest players in the draft, who's still developing, but who, despite that, already held his own in the professional league against players much older than him. That's very encouraging, especially because Dvorský has more advantages than most in his development. He has the tools necessary to build the parts of his game that he's missing to succeed in the NHL. Let's start with his skating. Dvorský is not that fast or quick right now. You can see that in these races to lose pucks, but there's a lot of development potential here for him, because his skating posture is actually pretty good overall. He probably doesn't have as much innate explosiveness as other prospects, but if a development team can help him lengthen his strides, complete them fully, and work on his recovery, and if he develops his strength, we could see him add a lot more speed over the next few years. And that would make him even more dangerous off the rush, especially because Dvorský already has some interesting attack patterns, and the stick-handling ability to go through and around defenders. He has a really good control over the puck, thanks to his technique. He handles more toward the heel of his blade, and with short motions. The puck stays glued to his stick as he cuts through traffic, and that's something that he really likes to do. If there's a seam to the middle of the ice, Dvorský takes it. It's quite surprising how well he's able to avoid sticks as he drives inside like this. He can also fake defenders as he attacks. He's not just a fast handler. He's even better when he plans his touches ahead of time, when he limits them, and instead focuses on baiting defenders into reacting first as he moves from zone to zone. He invites poke checks on his first or second touch of the puck and avoids them. And he's at his most effective when on top of his feints, he also adds skating moves like these to shift around defenders. Although right now, we mostly see Dvorský's stick-handling skills off the rush, they could also serve him well in the offensive zone in the NHL in time. These stick-handling skills, combined with his frame and puck protection abilities, could turn him into an effective possession player. He could keep the puck under pressure, make the defense move, create pockets of space for teammates, and give them the time to attack these spaces, and finish his possession sequence by finding them with passes. To become that player, Dvorský will have to get better at making the next play after beating defenders. One of his issues this season is that he couldn't find or create that great outlet. He became overly focused on his stick handling moves, the lanes ahead, and the defenders surrounding him, and he lost track of his support a bit. He didn't really have a plan to get himself out of pressure. We gave Dvorský an above average grade for his hockey sense, still, because we believe in his off-puck game, his ability to position on the ice offensively and defensively, and also in his ability to beat defenders with feints. That said, if he could develop his vision under pressure and overall tactical game, his scoring potential would really increase. But even if he doesn't become this great playmaker at 5-on-5, there are other ways he could score and contribute to the offense. Dvorský has one of the best hand-eye coordination in the whole draft. Right now, he uses that hand-eye coordination mostly to intercept passes and score off rebounds, but that skill, combined with his frame, could really make him a strong net front scorer in the NHL. He already has an instinct for rotations in the offensive zone. He could learn to attack the net at just the right time to get his stick on flying pucks. Already this season, Dvorský scored many of his goals around the net. He consistently drove there to support plays, and he developed these spin techniques to free himself from coverage at just the right time to act on shots. And that hand-eye coordination could also make his shot, which already projects as above average, even better over the next few years. Dvorský's draw is quick and powerful, and he can fire directly off the pass in the middle of the slot. If he gets even better at adapting his footwork to passes and at shooting from different type of passes, he could easily become a 30-goal scorer in the NHL. Prospects who need more projection and development usually carry more risk than others, but that's what's so different about Dvorský. Yes, he requires a bit more projections in some ways, but he's far from a boom or bust prospect. There's a high floor there, a safety net, because of his defensive and physical game and overall high technical ability. And that high technical ability also makes it easier for us to trace a realistic development plan for him than other prospects. His overall good skating mechanics could allow him to add a lot more speed and agility over the next years, and become a more dangerous rush attacker, especially because he already has the feints and the stick handling ability to beat defenders one-on-one. That stick handling ability and his puck protection techniques could also blend together and turn him into a highly effective board player. And his hand-eye coordination and frame could make him a consistent net front scorer in the NHL and an even better shooter too. In a few years, if the team that drafts him really works with him and is patient with his development, Dvorský could very well become a two-way, productive top 6 center. So that's it for this video. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe. You can also check out eprinkside.com for more prospect analysis and to check out our draft guide that we just released.